Hello everyone, Architect Naidu here. Today we'll discuss about sun path and its implications. As we all know, the movement of sun through the sky hemisphere every day is from east to west. This movement of sun is important for building designers because uh, based on the inclination of solar radiation at any given point of time for any place, the various components of the buildings are designed, the building is oriented accordingly, so on and so forth. So there are several such factors which are totally based on the solar orientation and the movement of sun across the sky dome, for which we need to have a fair understanding of these sun paths. This sun path will not remain same for every day throughout the year. In fact, for every day the path of sun keeps on changing. And also with the latitude position, the path of sun will keep on changing. This happens because of the shape of the earth, because of its inclination from the vertical, and also because of its revolution and rotation um, around the sun. So basically we need to, with reference to the sun path, we need to understand two things very clearly. One, that sun path keeps on changing with the latitude, position, or the place of the city, and also even for same place or the city, the path of sun for all 355 days of an year would not remain same. Like in this particular picture, we can see that sun rises somewhere from this particular point, which is not the due east. Due east would be this point where this horizon circle is intersecting with the east-west line. Similarly, due west would be this point where the horizon circle is intersecting with the same east-west line. So you can already see that the sun is not rising from due east, rather than it is rising somewhere from the southeast part of the horizon circle. So how does it happen, and how do we need to understand as to why this is happening and how this is happening? To understand all those things, let's move ahead and take a look at this slide. In this slide, we need to understand the movement of sun with reference to the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Like the equator, uh, which is the 0 degree latitude, divides earth or the globe into two halves. The upper portion with the north pole is called as northern hemisphere, and the lower portion with the south pole is called as southern hemisphere. So for all the different places which are located in northern hemisphere, for all those places, the sun would be traveling across the sky hemisphere from east to west with an inclination towards south. We can see very clearly that south is written over here. So this path, as it is clearly visible, that it is inclined, the sun is more inclined towards south as it is moving from east to west. Likewise, there are two sun path lines have been shown over here in 3D, placing the house or the typical building exactly at the center of this sky dome where the sun is traveling. This is to be fixed that the observer or the building has to be always positioned at the center of this disk, horizontal disk, and center of the sky dome. And with reference to this central position only, the movement of sun, the path of sun has to be observed. So from this is clear that all the different places which are situated in the northern hemisphere, for all those places for different seasons throughout the year, the sun path will be like this, that is a bit inclined towards the southern direction. Exactly opposite will be the case, again taking into consideration the south pole over here and the southern hemisphere. For all the places which are situated in the southern hemisphere, for those places the sun path will be observed with an inclination towards north. So here we need to remember two things. All the places in south, for them the inclination is towards north as the sun is traveling eastward from sunrise to sunset. Just like that, for all the places in northern hemisphere, the inclination will be towards south, just opposite. For southern hemisphere, inclination will be towards north, and for northern hemisphere, for all the places, inclination will be towards south. So once we understand these two things, this particular animation, in this we can very clearly understand that in the southern hemisphere, for all the places, as the sun is moving east to west in three different seasons, three lines are showing the typical sun path uh, line for three different seasons. So for all the three seasons the sun is moving east to west, but two things here we need to note. One is the sunrise point, sunset point, and the second is the inclination. So we can see that in every season the point from where the sun is rising and the sun is setting, this is changing. For this particular line, the sunrise sunset point is different. Similarly, for other two lines also, the sunrise and sunset point is different. So this zone or the location from where the sun is rising and sun is setting, we need to have a fair idea of this, and at the same time how does it travel through inclination, in which direction. So once again I would like to revise that in all the places which are situated in the southern hemisphere, for them the inclination of sun would be towards north. East-west movement will be there, but it will be inclined towards north, which is quite apparent through this animation. Moving ahead, now in this slide, let us again compare both the hemispheres and the sun path for both the hemispheres. Look at this. This is 32° north. North means north is indicating the 32 degrees for latitude, and N refers to north. So 32° latitude means this latitude in northern hemisphere, and this the same latitude in the southern hemisphere. Now observe the sun path for the same latitude in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. For northern hemisphere, the sun path is with a tilt towards south, and for southern hemisphere the sun path is um, uh, just the mirror image of it, but a tilt with north. Mirror image means automatically the tilt will be opposite. Here it is the tilt towards south, and in the southern hemisphere the tilt is towards north. So now I hope after getting a fair idea about the tilt of the sun, and also that the sun path does not remain same for every day of all the 365 days of an year, and also that it will keep on changing with the latitude position, we will in short compare the sun path of northern hemisphere with the sun path of southern hemisphere. For three seasons in the northern hemisphere, we can see the sun path. The smallest sun path or the smallest path is for winters, and the longest path is for summer. Somewhere in between, the sun path for rainy season is traced out. For southern hemisphere, similarly, this sun path for summer, the smallest one on the other end is for winters, and in between it is for spring. Inclination of sun in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is something to be remembered and noted down. Minimum 3 lines of sun path for any given place are necessary, because with the changing season, for one season, one typical sun path will be representative of that. And lastly, the sunrise and sunset position for all the 3 seasons. As you can see very clearly on slide, that these positions are changing. So these changing positions we need to observe. And my dear all, these basic information, these fundamentals are also useful for the aspirants, those who are about to appear for exams, or who are thinking to appear for architectural entrance exams like NATA and JEE BArch. Look at the 3 typical sun path diagrams, one for 50° north, the other for equator, and the third one for 90° north, that is at poles, right? So this 50° north sun path tells us about the rising position of sun, which is far drifted from east and towards north. And also this um, path of sun gives us an other idea that how long the daylight period is. I mean, the period between sunrise to sunset is pretty long over here. The time zone is also mentioned for 50° north during summers. You can see that somewhere around 3:51 a.m. the sunrise is taking place, and the sunset is taking place at around 8 p.m. So how long the day is as compared to night. We all have a fair idea about the changing length of days and nights. So this changing length of days and nights is also based on the latitude in which the city is located, and at the same time uh, the hemisphere where the place is located. For equators, we can see that the central most line, this refers to zenith path of sun. Why do we call it as zenith path of sun? Because sun exactly rises in due east, goes up to the highest point, which is called as zenith, the highest point of the sky hemisphere, which is exactly above the center of it, where the observer is located. This point is called as zenith, and then it sets in due west. So the path when the sun rises in due east, passes through zenith and sets in due west, is called as zenith path of sun. So equator is the only latitude where all the places which are situated on equator, all those places will experience this typical sun path moment, where no inclination of sun either towards south or north is observed. Looking at the sun path for northern pole, 90 degrees is north pole. We can say that since the sun path is going round and round, we can say that for all the 6 months there will be day, and for rest of the 6 months there will be night. One thing which also I would like to share here is the extreme positions are referred to as summer arc and winter arc. Beyond this, the sun would not um, go. So this is the range. This is the range. These are the extreme sun path lines. The summer sun path is referred to as summer arc, and winter sun path is referred to as winter arc. Take a look at this animation and pay attention to the movement of sun, and also we can observe the changing length of shadow as well as the direction of shadow. Here also the building, wherever we need to observe and we need to take reference from movement of sun, its inclination and solar radiation, angle of inclination, all those things, we need to always place the building uh, at the central location, or the observer will be always placed centrally, and then with reference to the center most position, all the movement of sun for different days of the year for different places has to be observed. These blue lines which are arching right from east to west direction, these blue lines are all those different sun path lines, which if we project onto the plain paper, we will be able to get the sun path lines for all the different days of year, for all the different seasons of the year, like this, which you can see on screen right now. Let's go ahead with the solar charts or sun path diagrams now. Till now what we have seen is all the 3D diagrams, and we were trying to just understand, just with the help of one single line, that how the sun is traveling across the sky hemisphere. So here, for a given latitude, for example, this typical sun path is for 32-degree north latitude, which means all the places which are situated on 32-degree north latitude across the globe, round the globe, will experience the same movement of sun throughout the year. So here we can notice that there are 7 sun path lines. Seven sun path lines, as in there will be these 7 sun path lines will be representing the sun path for all the 12 months. The two extreme lines in the ends, this particular line will be the sun path for the month of December, then this one for January, February, March, April, May and June. Then further coming back to the same line, this is the sun path for July, August, September, October, November and December. Like that, the 7 sun path lines are the representative for 12 months. So for 1 month, one typical sun path. So this is called as solar chart, where the sun path for any given place for whole of the year is given, and at any given point of time, for a given date, for a given month, for a given duration of time, we would be able to easily compute that what exactly is the location of sun, and from there how we can further take a reference as to how high the sun is located, and accordingly how the buildings and the various components of buildings should be designed. So we can see that sun path diagrams are convenient way of representing annual changes in the path of sun through the sky within a single 2D diagram. This is a single 2D diagram. Sun position on sky hemisphere could be traced out. They also provide a unique summary of solar position that the designer can refer to when considering shading requirement and design options. Let's conclude this session with this concluding slide, wherein once again we are going to sum up as to how these sun path diagrams or the solar charts would be um, looking like for different hemisphere and for equator. Here we can see that sun path for northern hemisphere for three typical latitude positions, like for 20° north latitude, for 40° north latitude, and for 60° north latitude. With the latitude position, as I already told you, the sun path will change for the place. But one thing which is common is these arcs are all inclined towards south. Always in any map or these solar charts, the north is to be taken upwards, opposite to that will be south, to the right of north will be east, and to the left of it will be west. So this north, south, east, west direction, all the four cardinal directions are fixed for all the solar charts. With these directions fixed, we can observe few things like the inclination of sun towards south in all these three diagrams for northern hemisphere, whereas the inclination of sun towards north in all the three diagrams which are in the southern hemisphere, whereas the central one is sun path diagram for equator. This is for equator, with of course all the four cardinal directions fixed as same. This sun path is with no inclination to any particular direction, because here as we have already seen that the sun will be moving straight from east to west, crossing the zenith. So this is how we can understand the basics of how the sun is moving through sky dome, and how we can convert this path of sun for every day onto a 2D diagrams which are called as solar charts. For more information and for more technicalities, and also for reading the sun path diagrams further and how to implement the idea of these sun path diagrams for designing the buildings and various components, please stay tuned with me.